morning guys, and welcome to your Thursday edition of the MYP freemium service. I'm Roscoe, and if you're new to the show, thanks for tuning in. I'm the CEO of this company, MYP, and that stands for Maximize Your Potential. And every day we bring you a little bit of advice that can help you in some shape or form improve your daily routine, okay, so help you get more out of the day. We like to cover the 6 dimensions of MYP. Today we're going to be talking about psychological well-being. So let's jump straight in, guys, with some great stuff for you to think about today. When it comes to psychological well-being, guys, it's usually something that's not talked about and put away to the side. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I like to call, and that I've read about, and it's called Upstream Thinking. It's something the NHS recently took on in the last sort of 10 years. It's their attitude and approach to their care system, and basically it talks about prevention over cure. So why do we not do that with psychological well-being? We hear about all the stuff in the press and in the news talking about what we need to do for our health with regards to physical health, but we never really tap into the psychological side. Prevention over cure. So why do we not take the approach with our psychological well-being that we do with our health? Okay, they're one and the same thing, and we'll get into that a little bit. Stress and anxiety, guys, in our life, in our workplace, impacts people on a massive level. Okay, 40% of underperformance in employment and education is due to stress and anxiety. 40% of time off in work is linked to stress and anxiety, and 40% of all disabilities in work, okay, ones that are developed through work, are stress and anxiety, yet we're not doing anything about it, okay? So why is the connection there to our physical side, from our mind to our body? The way our body works, guys, is basically our thoughts and our feelings trigger chemical reactions in our body, okay? So the more frequent that you have these experiences that are negative, you create a chemical reaction chain in your body, so your neurological pathway starts to become in tune with that reaction. So what happens is, when it happens more and more again, often and often and often, your neurological pathway becomes stronger. It's the same when you exercise, okay? The neurological pathway becomes stronger, and it's easier to then get yourself into a bad place when it comes to stress and anxiety. So the more you get stressed and the more you get anxious, it's that spiral effect. It becomes harder to break out. But it's all about changing the outlook and changing the input that you engage with when it comes to your brain. So think about, for example, when you wake up in the middle of the night, you could have 2 responses to a noise that you hear. So you're laying in bed and you hear a noise. It could be a cat, which you're fine about because you own a cat, or it could be somebody trying to break into your house. They're both going to promote a different chemical reaction in your body, okay? The first one, cat, it's a cat, I'm going to roll over back to sleep. Somebody trying to break into my house is going to trigger a reaction of lots of different hormones in my body, get me up, get me sort of amped to try and find out what's going on. And that's not necessarily a good thing, but that's how your body works. So it's all about retraining those pathways and retraining that part of your brain. So I'm going to give you some advice, guys, of things you can do on a daily basis to try and keep yourself in a good place when it comes to your psychological well-being. Number 1, try and connect with people. Try and have relationships with people and share your experiences. Whether they're good and bad, it's all about getting out from inside of your head, because if you bottle it up, it never helps anybody. Be active. I'm a big advocate of this one, guys. Exercise is the first thing now that they prescribe to the doctors. If you go to them and tell them that you're stressed or maybe a little bit depressed, they say, do you exercise? Number 3, keep learning, keep improving. So whether that's learning new skills, learning new languages, just learning, keeping your brain active will allow your brain to become stronger and teach your body to be able to respond to these different sort of stresses that they come under, okay? So constantly be learning. Number 4, give to others. Life is about experiences and then sharing those experiences with others. So if you can give something to people and connect, it's going to help you from a psychological well-being point of view. So whether it's sharing experiences, whether it's talking, smiles, gestures, donating stuff, you'll get a sense of feel good from making other people feel good. So give time and give stuff to others. And the last one, guys, be mindful, okay? And we've talked about this in many different ways. That might be that you have a mindfulness practice, okay? So you might meditate, you might just spend time every day with yourself being mindful, which allows you then, when you engage with people around you, to have a better experience, okay? So it's all about what goes on up here, what comes out of here, and what you share and how you share that with people. Now, let's move on to your thought for the day. There's a story, guys, that goes, there was a man by a river pulling bodies out of the river, and another man walked past and said, excuse me, what are you doing? He said, it's okay, I'm a doctor, I'm saving these people's lives. He said, the only problem is I'm so busy being a doctor, I'm unable to go upstream and find out how they're ending up in the water. Guys, we need to have upstream thinking, prevention over cure. Don't wait to get sick to then help solve the problem. Don't wait to have a psychological issue before you then try and cure the problem. Be constantly working on yourself. We don't talk about it enough in this community, but we need to change that. Your challenge, pick a piece of the advice that I gave you guys. So you're either going to connect with somebody, try and be a bit more active, try and be involved in some form of practice where you're learning something. Try and be in an experience where you're giving to others. So maybe whether it's just being polite, a smile, a little hello. Think about the impact that you have on other people. And the last one, guys, be mindful. So pick one of those things, meditation, journaling, all these good things that can help with your psychological well-being. Get around that, guys, and it'll only be a good thing. And now for your motivator. The greatest medicine, guys, that we can provide is to teach other people how not to need medicine. I'll repeat that again. The greatest medicine is to teach people how not to need medicine. That's been me for today. I'm Roscoe and I will see you tomorrow, guys. It's Friday tomorrow. I hope you've had a great week. Let's rock on for the weekend. NYP.